y'all, Pam here with BeeCreative Crafts, and welcome back. So y'all, today I'm going to show you how to make this mosaic crocheted heart mug rug. Now I do have a chart for this, so let me show it right quick. Give me just a moment here. Okay, so I created this chart in my cross stitch pattern maker. Now, everywhere you see a black dot, that's when you're going to do a double crochet. But yeah, so that's what I have done. Let me get this off of here. If I have time, I'm going to share this chart on my website. Hopefully, I will have it up before this video goes live tonight for the premiere. Otherwise, I will make that my top priority to get that up on the website by tomorrow. And if you come back, I will have it linked in the description of this video so that you can just click on that quick link to get to the chart on my website. Okay, and I'm back. All right, so what did I use for this one? Now, this one, I believe, is Caron Simply Soft. I wouldn't swear to it because this is what it looks like. I used pink and I used red. So, I mean, it could be Yarn Bee, Soft and Sleek, I think is what it's called. But I kind of think, I'm pretty sure it's Caron Simply Soft, but that's what I used for this one. Whatever yarn you want to use, you may. That part is not important other than use a hook size that works well with your project, okay? So let me show you where I came up with this little heart here. I was working on a mosaic pattern the other day, and I was going to do it as a scarf. But this is just the little tiny center section. And when I say little tiny, it's not so small. So it's going to be too wide for a scarf. But I'm thinking this would make a really nice blanket, or at least one panel of it. And I have a different Celtic knot that's going to be bigger than this, which I'm excited about. So this heart is bigger than the one we're going to be using. Actually, this heart is bigger than, so in this particular pattern here, in this motif, the heart is bigger than the Celtic knot, and the other one, the Celtic knot, is bigger. You know what? Let me just show you what it looks like. Hold on, because this is something that's coming up, and y'all can let me know what you think about it. All right, give me just a sec. Okay, so this part that you can see right here in blue with all the little dots, that is where I worked up the mosaic pattern, and that is what you can see here. So you have the small Celtic knot, I think I said heart a while ago, Celtic knot, and then the larger heart, and then this was my test sample to make sure that my pattern was correct, which it was not. I had a little goof up here, so I had to fix that. You cannot do a plus sign with mosaic, at least not the way I was doing it, because it came out looking like this. But anyway, so that's what this one looks like, and let me show you the other one. So this is the this one's a little bit narrower this way than the larger knot, but I really like the look of the larger knot. So give me just a second, let me grab it, swap out the image here. And this is the one with the larger Celtic knot, which I really like that. And then this little heart, as you can see, well, you may not can see it very well, but this heart is smaller. And that is the heart that I used for the mug rug. Because I thought this one might be a little bit too big, but it's not a whole lot bigger, but bigger enough. That's not proper English. But anyway, we're going to be making the smaller one. So let me get back over here to my pattern and let's get started on this guy. If you're catching the premiere, welcome in. I hope y'all are chatting in the live chat. If you are catching this on the replay, thank you so very much. Okay, so I'm back on the pattern for the heart. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab your yarn. Now I'm going to be using scraps, and I hope that this is going to be enough. I think it is, but I love this yarn in the color Pinky Toes Sparkle. And for my hook, I'm going to be using a 6mm, and I will show this again when I take off the chart here. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to chain 22, and that is going to be for this pink row. Now, if you prefer to have tails on either end, what did I do with my sample here? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the fringe, but you know, when you do a chain and then you work back in it, both of your tails for row 1 end up on the same end. So if you want to do a chainless single crochet foundation row, whoa, that will leave you a tail here. I'm just going to go back in and add a piece of fringe here so that it matches. And then I'm going to trim these off. But anyway, so let me get the chart off of here. I wonder if I can make it. Nope. Let me pause y'all for a second. Okay, so I was trying to figure out a way so that the image or that the chart stayed on screen beside me, but none of the options work. So we're just going to go back to where you can just see my hands, and let's get started. And again, I'm using a dot hook, 6mm, which is a J. Just use whatever hook size works best with your yarn. I am using a number 4 weight acrylic. Again, I was saying that this is the I Love This yarn metallic in the color Pinky Toes. And you are going to chain 22. There we go. All right, let me move some of this stuff out of my way here. I feel like I'm bumping into it with my arms. So y'all, you can buy the dots hooks in a set. You get a set of 9. Goes up to a 6mm. But you can also buy dots hooks individually now, which I think is fantastic. So check them out at crochet.com. I will have a link in the description for a coupon code so you can save 15% off of your total purchase if you happen to head over to crochet.com and order you some, because, you know, you always want to save a little. So as I was saying, if you want to do a chainless foundation, single crochet foundation row, then you'll have one tail on one end and your other tail on the other. But what we're doing for this particular tutorial, chain 22, and then you're going to work a single crochet in each stitch going all the way across. So just put 1 single crochet in each stitch, and when you get done, you should have a total of 21 single crochets. So I don't know where y'all are in the world or when you might happen to be watching this video, but here in Tennessee, it is currently January the 29th, 2026, and we have just had a massive ice storm, which has left us pretty well isolated. I was able to get out of the house yesterday. The roads have been horrible because we just don't have the infrastructure to handle winter weather like some of our northern states do. But also because it was ice, thick layers of ice all over the roads. So it's hard to get that off, and it's not like driving in the snow. Ice is, you know, ice. But anywho, a lot of my neighbors still are without power, getting ready to go on day 6. They've been without power since Saturday morning around 6:30 a.m. I'm very fortunate that I have power, but my neighbors that live on the road that I can see from my driveway do not have power because there have been so many trees down from the weight of the ice. But so I'm very fortunate that I was just without internet for 2 days, but that my power did go off, but I was very fortunate that it came back on rather quickly. All right, so when you get to the end of a row, you are going to fasten off. So we're just going to do a little chain one, grab my scissors here, leave yourself a little tail because that's going to become the fringe of your mug rug. So snip that off. Now, the thing with mosaic crochet, at least in this particular style that I'm going to be doing tonight, you're going to always work from the front side. You're not going to turn your work. So you're working always from this side. So I've just cut my yarn, and then when we get ready to start row 2, we're going to come back over here and start right here. And I'm going to grab my red. So let me move these out of the way here. So my red that I'm using is this Red Heart Super Saver in the color Cherry Red. Now I'm going to start all of my rows with a standing single crochet. If you prefer to do yours a different way, you go right ahead. Now I'm leaving a tail, and I'm just using my hand as my guide. So my tail is going to be 4 fingers wide. That's how long of a tail I'm leaving on the ends, approximately. Okay, so for row 2, now we're going to go right here in this first stitch. Can y'all see me? Let me zoom y'all down. One time. Where's my zoom? Boop. There we go. Get y'all down here a little closer. Let me readjust my focus. Here we go. All right. Now for this one, we are going to work a standing single crochet. Now for the first stitch, you're going to go, for the first and last stitch, you're going to work in both loops of your single crochet. So go ahead for the standing single. I just insert the hook, draw up a loop, yarn over, and boom, and just do a single crochet like that. Okay, now for the next, let's see, we did 21, 20. For the next 19 stitches, you're going to work a single crochet, but you're going to be working in the back loops. So go ahead and work a single crochet in the back loop of each stitch going across. Stop when you have 1 stitch remaining. Okay, I'm going to pause y'all. I'm going to go ahead and finish this row, and I'll meet up with you at the end. Okay, I'm coming up to the end of my row. Just finished my last single crochet. Now I have 1 stitch remaining. So in this last stitch, remember you're going to go through both loops, the front and the back, and work a single crochet. Chain 1 and fasten off. Now you can use your fingers as your guide for this one as well. I've just been using the piece of yarn below it as my guide. And I've snipped it a little bit shorter, and the reason is because once I pull this out, that loop brings it up so that they're about the same. Okay, and now this is what you've got. Now we're gonna, nope, this is what we've got. Flipped it upside down. Now we're gonna switch back off to our pink. And we're going to repeat that row. These are to get the stripes on the bottom before we get into the heart. So in that first stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. Again, I'm just doing a standing single. I did a slip knot, insert my hook, draw up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through both. Then working in the next 19 stitches, working in the back loop only, do a single crochet. And then at the end of this row, you'll work another single crochet going through both loops. So go ahead and do that, and I'll meet up with you at the other end. Okay, here I am working my last back loop, and now I have 1 stitch remaining, so I'm going to work my regular old single crochet and then fasten off. And then next row is when we're going to start. Actually, I take that back, because the next row will be red, but it will also be another repeat because we don't have any drop downs yet. Give me just a second. Let me pull my pattern back up so I can make sure I'm telling y'all correctly. And I am. Okay, so row number 4 is going to be another repeat. We are just going to work a single crochet in this first stitch, and then a back loop single crochet in 19, and then in the last stitch work a single crochet. On my tail here. So I started to do this on my live, but I thought this is a whole lot of counting to try to keep up with the live chat and show y'all how to do this. So that's why I decided to do it as a premiere, so I can answer any questions in the live chat. If you're catching this after the premiere has already ended, please feel free to drop your questions in the chat or in the comment section, and I will do my best to answer them. Okay, finish up. I'll meet you at the end of this row. And single and fasten off. Now I'm going to pull the chart back up and show you what we're getting ready to start doing. And I apologize if these scissors and the hook are making noises as I lay them down. But that's what you've got so far. So we've got 4 rows of single crochet, but now we're getting ready to start with our drop downs. So let me show y'all that chart. Let me find the screen that I want. This one. Okay, so here's where we're at. Let me go over to the other screen because that's not showing you where we're at. Okay, so right here, this is the row we just finished. Let me use blue. Okay, so this row here where I'm putting the blue X's, this is the row we just finished. And all of these were single crochets. Okay, so now we're getting ready to do a pink row. So when we get to these black circles, that means it's a double crochet. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop down and work into the front loop of this row here, where I just put those 2 little blue X's. Okay, so we're working this row, and we're going to be working into both this red row as well as down into the last pink row that we did. And if that, don't let that like scare you. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so let me get back over here to, see, is it this one? Yep. Okay, so we're going to grab our pink. And we're going to start and end this the same way each time. So you're going to always start with a single crochet in the first stitch, going through both loops. Let me get me some yarn out of here. Oh, come on, we're knotted. Unknot. There we go. So we're going to work a standing single. Mr. Tail, get you over there. Okay, now in the next 2 stitches, we're going to work a single crochet in the back loop. So there's a single. Give me just a second here. I have a phone call coming in. Okay, and I'm back. Okay, so now we just did our 2 single crochets in the back. So now we are going to do 6 double crochets. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip over this one here, and we're going to drop down and work into the front loop of this stitch here. Now, if you're not sure which one it is, actually it's this one here. You can go over here and count. So we've got 1, 2, because that's the 2 that we just did, and we're going to be working in this one here. So we're going to yarn over and we're going to drop down and we're just going to grab that front loop going to use my hook, but we'll just do it this way. It's easier when I'm trying to do this on camera. And then work a double crochet. And we're going to work 6 of those. So yarn over, drop down here, working across in the next 6 stitches. 2 rows down. Sorry, y'all, my yarn is knotted up again. That's what happens when I toss it in the bin of scraps. It gets tangly. And one more. And let me double check to make sure I have 6 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Okay. And then now we are going to work in the next 3 stitches here. We're going to work single crochets in the back loop. And again, if you're not sure which stitch you need to go into, you can just fold your work back and count over. So we worked in this one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Sorry. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just wanted to show y'all that, but if you lay it down, you should be able to see which stitch you're ready to work in. But again, if you're not sure, just look on the back side to see which ones you've skipped. Okay, so in the next 3 stitches, we're going to work a back loop single crochet. And then we're going to repeat that on the other side. So now we're going to work 6 more double crochets in the next 6 stitches. So drop down to the pink row from before and work 6 double crochets. Then you're going to work 2 back loop single crochets. And then in your last stitch, go through both loops and work a single crochet. And then fasten off. Get that stuff out of the way. And this is what you've got. So this here is where we're starting the center of our heart, the bottom point here. And then this is where I just decided I wanted it to be framed out with some little stripes. So that's what you've got. Okay, so now we are going to switch off to red. Again, we start off the same every time. So in this first one, work a single crochet. That tail out of the way. And then now we are going to work, let me count it up here. Okay, so we are going to work 8 back loop single crochets. There's 1, 2, 3. And that 8th one should be in the last double crochet that you did of the pink. Okay, and now we need to drop down into these 3 reds here from 2 rows down and work 3 double crochets working into the front loop of these in the red. So there's 1, And now we are ready to work a back loop single crochet in the next 8 stitches, starting with that double crochet. So back loop single crochet in 8, and then in that last stitch, going through both loops, work a regular old single crochet and then fasten off. Now y'all, don't worry too much if your tails over here are not even, because when you're done, you can decide if you want to do a twisted fringe, if you want to braid it, or if you just want to leave it and cut it. Then you can even them up at the end. Okay. All right, so that's what we've got so far. All right, so now we are ready for a pink row. And y'all, you can work these up. I'm working this up in acrylic. You can work it up in cotton or whatever fabric you want to use. I'm using acrylic because I have a lot of it and it'll work just fine for a mug rug. I'm not planning on putting anything like super duper hot on it that's going to melt it. It's just for decoration or whimsy. I'll probably take it to work and use it at work to put my Dr. Pepper on. But, so, just thought I'd toss that out there. Okay, so, back to what we were doing. Let's go ahead and start our row with a single crochet. My tails tend to get in my way. All right, and now we are going to do 2 back loop single crochets. So there's 1, 2, and then this time we are going to do 4 double crochets. So we're going to drop down and we're going to do 4 doubles. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And now let's do how many? Let me count. 7. We're going to do 7 back loop single crochets. So there's 1, 2. You can see that this is where our heart is growing outwards. This way we're starting from the bottom and working up. Okay, so now we're going to mirror what we did on the other side. So now we're going to do 4 double crochets. Did I do that in the right spot? Yes, I did. 2. Then do 2 back loop single. And then in this last stitch, work a regular single crochet and then fasten off. And y'all, another thing you can do, if you don't want the fringe, you can weave it in the back side here, if that's what you want to do with all these tails. Or if you want to do a crocheted border, you can. Since I'm using this as a mug rug, I'm just going to leave it. And that's going to be the little fringy fringes of my mug rug. Because like I said, this is for funsies. Just for something fun and festive for Valentine's Day. Nope, that's not what I needed. I need red. Time for red. Okay, so go ahead and get my red ready. Red. So now we are ready for a red row. We are going to start like we have in all of our other rows, doing a standing single crochet. And then now in the next 6 stitches, we're going to work a back loop single crochet. So work 6 back loop single crochets. Then working here, down here in this red row, we are going to drop down and then work a double crochet going into the front loop of this red row 2 rows down. So we're going to work 7 double crochets. Then we're going to work 6 single back loop single crochets. So there's 1, 2, and then in the last stitch, work a regular single going through both loops. And fasten off. And there's our little heart. You can see we got the little stripes going on over here on the side. And our heart is starting to take shape. Now, in case if you've never done Mosaic, by working the double crochets, what you're doing is you're hiding that row of singles. And that's what makes your image pop out. And this is what the back is looking like. So you're getting this striped effect on the back side. You get these little pockets, like just little teeny tiny pockets. They're not deep enough to put anything, but that's what we've got going on so far. Okay, now we are ready to swap back off to our pink. Okay, starting like we've been doing in the first stitch here, work a single crochet. Then you're going to work 2 back loop single crochets. So there's 1, 2. Then dropping down, we are going to work 3 double crochets. So there's 1, 2. And now we are going to work 9 back loop single crochets. That's 1, 2. Sorry, y'all. I can't talk while I'm counting. So, well, I'm at a stopping point here before I get ready to do my mirror image and do my 3 double crochets. If y'all are either watching the premiere or catching the replay, let me know if you have been stuck at home during this winter storm. What you've made. Have you made anything? Have you been creative or crafty? Or just in general, if you haven't been stuck at home with the weather, let me know what kind of craftiness have y'all made this week. I've been designing, as y'all can see, for the last week or so, and then this past weekend, I've been making up some things. Now I have got my temperature project through September, so I'm ready to start on October. So I have been working on that whip. All right, so now we're going to drop down, and then these next 3 stitches, we're going to work 3 double crochets. But yes, my 2025 temperature blanket is still in process. I got the yarn. And I did work on it last weekend. So it is coming along. Okay, and now we are going to work 2 back loop single crochets. And then in this last stitch, work a single crochet and fasten off. And then we are going to switch back over to our red. Pink, get you back over there. Okay, let me go check my stitch count for the red for this row. Give me just a second. Okay, in our first stitch here, work a single crochet. Whoa, wrong one. That's my tail. There we go. Then we are going to work 5 back loop single crochets. Again, sorry y'all, I keep hitting the desk with the hook. Again, let's move you over here. You just worked that last single crochet, that back loop single, in the last double crochet of the pink. All right, now we are ready to work a double crochet down here in the front loop of this red row. And let's see how many of those we're doing. We are doing 9. So dropping down, grabbing the front loop of the red, work 9 double crochets. So have any of y'all made a mosaic? Have y'all done mosaic before? Have you made a big project or a little project? I've made a couple of things. This is my first, well, the pictures I showed y'all at the beginning are the first big projects that I have designed. If you want a good teacher on how to design a mosaic pattern, I watched several videos by Tina. I will leave her linked in the description below because I'm not even going to attempt to say her name. But she has a really great video where she teaches you how to create and write your own mosaic charts. And it's very easy to follow along with. So that's who I watched to learn how to do that. Okay, so then the next we're going to do 5 back loop single crochets. Whoa. And then work a regular single in that last stitch. And fasten off. Snippy, snippy. But she has, Tina has a great tutorial on how to do twisted fringe and the basics of mosaic. She also has some really incredible mosaic patterns. Alrighty, let's switch back off here and go. Whoa, we don't need a yarn needle. Go back to the pink. Let me pause y'all and go get the stitch count. Alrighty, in our first single crochet here. Yep, right here. In our first single crochet, you know the drill, work a single crochet. And then we're going to work 2 back loop singles. Then we're going to drop down and we are going to do 2 double crochets, working in the front loop of that double crochet. So double, double. And then now we are going to do 11. We're going to do 11 back loop single crochets all the way across. So 1, 11. Yahoo! Okay, then we're going to drop down, mirroring the other side. We're going to do 2 double crochets, 2 back loop singles, and then in that last stitch, work a single crochet and fasten off. Ah, it's so cute. You can see the heart coming into shape. Okie dokie. Pinky, you go over here, Mr. Pinky Toes. And now we pull out our red. We will start with a single crochet. Whoa. Let's not pull the hook out, shall we? And a single. Get up there. Now let's see how many we need to do. We are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 back loop single crochets. So there's 1. And now we are going to do, I believe it is 13, but let me just double check. No. Oh, we're not increasing this time. I take that back. Hold on. See, I was wrong. It's 11. I did that to myself last night when I was working up that sample. Okay. We are going to do 11. 11 double crochets. Whoa. Get back in there. I hooked the metallic-y part. That's all right. It's just a little bling bling popping out of the heart. Getting a little sparkles. Now there are several types of mosaic. There's the kind where you work, each row is 2 rows. So you work it one way, then you come back so you can, I like that because you can carry your yarn up the side. But this particular one, you change your color every single row. But for a little mug rug, I thought, you know what? That'll be just fine and dandy. Okay, now we're ready for the other side here, and we're going to work 4 back loop single crochets. Again, in that last stitch, work a single and fasten off. I apologize again, y'all. I know that has got to be loud clacking when I drop it and hit the desk. I apologize. I hope y'all don't have headphones in and it's like super loud. Okay, back to our pink. Let's see what we got here. All right, now we are going to start making our heart go back in. So on this first one here, whoop, make sure you go just through the 2 loops of the single crochet, Pam. All right, work a single. Then we're going to do 2 back loop single crochets. Then we're going to drop down into these 2 and work 2 double crochets. And then we are going to work Oh, let's count those up. Oh, geez. 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Oh, we're just working in the same one. So we're doing 11 back loop single crochets. And it looks like I'm going to have enough pink to make this. So I'm excited. Yay! Okay, here we are. Just finished up. Make sure that was 11. Yep. And then now we're going to drop down into our doubles here and work 2 double crochets. Then work 2 back loop singles. And then in that last stitch, work a single crochet and fasten off. And y'all, I really hope that I am staying in screen. Now, if you want yours to be a little bit wider, you can increase your, stripes here on the side, or you can increase your double crochet section here. You just have to adjust the chart. But for me, I think this one is just fine and dandy for what I'm using it for, and we are ready for red. Single crochet. Come here, you. And now we are going to do 5 back loop single crochets. 1, then we are going to do 4. So we're skipping this one here because we just worked a back loop single. So we're skipping this double crochet here. Then we're going to jump over here, and then the next 4 we're going to work double crochets. So 4 double crochets. So there's 1, 2. Okay, now in this next one, we're going to work a back loop single, just 1 back loop single crochet. And then in the next 4, nope, hold on. Take that back up. I think I worked it in the wrong one. Yes, I did. Excuse me. In this one, what I did was the way I had it sitting, this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Yes. Yeah, because there's a stitch in that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So in the next one, we're going to work a back loop single. There we go. Okay, then, so now we're skipping this double crochet here. And then in these next 4, no, what have I done? Oh, mercy me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That was right. All right, I'm right. My eyes were getting all squirrely. And this one, because the way this one was pulling up, I was thinking that this one had been worked into. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so we'll skip this one, and then we're going to work 4 double crochets. There we go. That is correct. And then we have 1 left here, which is fine. We don't want that one. So then now we're going to go back up here and work our, 5 back loop single crochets. And then in this last stitch, work a regular single crochet. Now I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm trying to do this without editing. I'm trying to do this as if I were doing this on a live. So I'm going to try to leave all my little goof ups, some of them, in here, so that if you do the same thing I did, you will be able to see what you did and how to fix it. Okay, now we're going back to pink. And y'all, we are almost done. Almost done. It's kind of looking like a heart, but after this next row, you're really going to be able to see the heart. Okay, so right here, we're going to do our single crochet. Oh, shucks. Get over there. You down there. And then we are going to do 2 back loop single crochets. And then we are going to do 3 doubles. So dropping down, working into that front loop, do 3 double crochets down here on this last pink row. Then we are going to work 4 back loop single crochets. So there's 1, 2. And then on this one, we're going to drop down. Remember this little guy here where we worked that single? We're going to drop down here and grab him and do a double crochet. Then in the next 4, do a back loop single crochet. Did I say double crochet? Drop down to a double and now do 4 single back loop singles. Then we're going to drop down in these 3 here and do 3 double crochets. Two back loop singles. And then in that last stitch, work a single crochet and fasten off. Okay, grabbing our red. Look, you see the heart? See, now you can really see it. All right, so the next 2 rows are going to be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We are going to start in our first stitch and work a single crochet. And then in the next 19 stitches, we're going to work a back loop single crochet. Just like we did at the beginning. So y'all be sure to let me know if you are making the Mosaic heart mug rug. You can also head over to my post if you want to share a picture here on the YouTube streets, or you can head over to my Facebook group and share a picture there if you would like. Okay, here I am at my last stitch. In this last stitch, we're going to work a single crochet, fasten off, then we're going to grab our pink and we're going to do 1 more row, which is going to be a mirror image of the one we just did, or not a mirror image, it's going to be the same thing that I just did here. We're going to work a single crochet. Where are you, yarn? There we go. So these little guys don't take up a lot of yarn. Just a good little scrappy project. So I did a single, and then I'm going to do 19 back loop single crochets all the way across. And then I will show you how much I had left of this pink, because you saw how much I had at the beginning. And then I'll show you what I have left. I really wasn't sure if it was going to be enough, but it was more than enough. Now this might want to curl up a little bit, so you may have to block it. And to block it, just, you know, if you have a blocking board, just spritz it with some water and put it on the blocking board to dry. If not, just spritz it with water and find just something to hold it down. Let it dry. Okay, and then in that last stitch, work a regular old single crochet and fasten off. And y'all, that is it. That's the last row. And there you go. You got a little mug rug. Now you see it's wanting to curl up a little. So if I spritz it and block it, that should take care of that. But in all honesty, I'm probably just going to leave mine as is. I will trim up my tails here to make a little fringe for my little mug rug. And then I'm going to take my little Dr. Pepper and ba-bam, set it right there, just like that. Because you know, Dr. Pepper is love, right? I don't want to tip it. It's kindly full. But there we go. That's the little mug rug. Okay, let me pause y'all again for a second. I'm going to grab a project to show y'all what's coming up on the channel. All right, coming up on the channel, I'm going to show y'all how to make, this is what got me thinking about mug rugs. I was working up these samples for the stitch tutorial that I have coming up. So, did I do it backwards? I did. Okay. So we've got this here. I worked it up in several different colorways. So we've got white, the variegated. And then I've got this one here, which is the same yarn. I just flip-flopped the rows. But this tutorial will be coming up soon. I got it filmed up last week. But I want to show you how you can make it into a beautiful scarf if you really want to. But I was working up different samples, and that's how I came up, or I got the idea to do a mug rug. And as promised, here is how much of the pink that I had left after making this little mug rug. So there it is, and here's what the back looks like, all finished. Guess I could zoom y'all back out so you can see it better. Gotta zoom you in to zoom you out. There we go. There we go. So there it is. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much for coming and hanging out with me tonight. And I hope y'all have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe, stay warm. And remember, be creative. And then, let's try that again. As I get all tongue-tied. All right, y'all. Remember, be creative. And until next time, happy crafting.